everything was active, everything was going on. The days after Hurricane Michael hit, all eyes were on me. All eyes were on the sheriff and what our response was going to be from there. It was good to know my wife, my kids were out of town, out of harm's way. That was a relief to me there.
Anything that I could at that point take off his mind was something I knew that I needed to do. But not being able to hear from him and get in touch with him in a limited amount of communication, there was a little bubble where he had cell phone service, and when he wasn't in that bubble, I had no idea where he was, what was going on, and it was probably 10 o'clock the night of the storm when I finally heard from you. And it was just a relief to know that, number one, he was alive, but at that point he said, "How bad is it?" Because of course they had not seen any news reports, and I said, "Honey, all I can tell you is it's like a war zone in a third world country. It's horrible." And he said, "Is there any news coverage?" And I said, "It's on every station, every station you turn on." And he at that point had no idea that it was that bad. After the storm came in and decided to go out just as soon as it was safe for me to do so, we were getting some reports of people that had to leave their ground floor to go upstairs to get into it. There was really just no way to get to anyone because in parts of Port St. Joe there, the tidal surge had kind of held up a little bit. Just seeing a town that, basically that I grew up in the county and being able and seeing it and seeing the people that, I see on a daily basis, just their lives destroyed, it was heart-wrenching. That day I got out, went out all the way to St. Joe Beach. It was hit hardest. I saw a community coming together immediately. It was a symphony of chainsaws going everywhere I went. People taking the initiative to help their friends out, to help get the pathways cleared so emergency responders could get to where we needed to go. It was amazing to see just hours after the storm to see how fast people started coming together to help. I think the biggest relief probably for you is you told me that you kind of looked up and the cavalry had arrived because you started seeing all these outside agencies coming in and the different sheriffs and the brotherhood that these sheriffs have. Immediately, as soon as I was, like I said, a little bubble around the EOC where we're able to get out, started getting phone calls in. I know it was probably, I think it was the day of, but probably the day after, where I had one little area where I had cellular coverage, talking to FSA President Mark Hunter, and Mark and I are friends, sit on a few boards together, and he said, "Buddy, I know it's rough." He said, "Just hang in there." He said, "Help's on its way, we're getting it there." The first sheriff I saw after that was our Dean of Florida Sheriffs, Sheriff Harold Reed. He walked in the door probably, I'd say 28 hours after the storm hit, with his little band of guys, and it was just great to see him. And we forewent the handshake. It was immediately a long hug for a brother walking in the door, and just like I said, the Dean of Florida Sheriffs there, to be within 28 hours of walking in the door to say, "I'm here to help you out," it meant so much. I still remember the day that most of the other agencies started coming in, and when I saw those counties arriving, and as I looked there and I see Gilchrist and Lafayette and Columbia, looking, I see Alachua and Orange, and every county that I see I see the sheriff. That's what I see. I see the face of the sheriff that I have relationships with, and knowing that they're sacrificing their personnel, sacrificing their mission back at home to help me out. And being a small county, I'm probably one of the smallest coastal counties in the state as far as population goes, and to see counties both smaller than me and larger than me and just coming in and bringing their guys in, it just meant so much. One thing that I was concerned about was making sure that his officers, his employees had supplies that they needed, and kind of set up an area so that they could just go get the things that they needed. But one thing that we were needing were diabetic supplies, glucometers and test strips and alcohol wipes and insulin needles and, things like that you just don't think about. One of the deputies had a grandbaby that was teething, just needed some Orajel. There's no drugstores open. There were needs that were being met you know, as far as water and MREs and stuff, but there were things that you really didn't think of, like cans of Fix-A-Flat, because there were flat tires everywhere. The outpouring from all over the United States. I mean, we had people contacting us. I had a man from Louisiana look me up on Facebook and said, I'm trying to get a hold of your husband. We want to come cook for his crew. And they drove in from Ascension Parish, Louisiana Sheriff's Department. They drove in and cooked for our guys for 3 or 4 days, 5 days.
Followed right up the next day by a group from Jackson County, Mississippi, came in and fed us for 5 days.
One of my friends in Tallahassee, she said, what can I do? She said, tell me what you need, what can I do? And the more we talked, she said, what about the clothes the deputies are wearing? And I said, they're filthy. They've been wearing them for 3 or 4 days. There's no way to wash them. And she drove from Tallahassee. And she picked up all their clothes, took them back and washed them. And it was the little things like that that made us understand that we weren't forgotten about. Because sometimes the little counties feel like they're forgotten about because the bigger counties may get the media attention. I can't tell you how many people just reached out to us.
She wanted to help so much, and even though I know she probably would have preferred to have been right there, she helped so much from afar. So many people from out of county were saying, what can we do to help? And she knew how to connect people, the need with the supply, and see that come in. And I knew, you know, she was saying, oh, I just talked to so-and-so, and so-and-so's coming over, and this person needed that, and I've got that on the way. She was helping me know that, you know, as an extension of me in the sheriff's office and our mission, not only as a sheriff, but as a couple and as a family, you know, she was helping me out so much there. There's hope when you look and you see a county that's full of people that want to make their home what it used to be and make it better in some ways. And, you know, 2019, there's a lot of hope there, and we'll make it through it.